Nearly a year after the burning of the Minneapolis 3rd Police Precinct caught the attention of the world, 23-year-old Dylan Robinson has been sentenced to 4 years in prison, and 23-year-old Brandon Wolf will serve 3 years and 5 months. But another aspect of their sentences will last much longer.
But the real big surprise, of course, was the degree in terms of what monetary compensation or restitution.
University of Minnesota law professor David Schultz isn't the only one surprised by the $12 million in restitution each of the young men is now required to pay.
It's more than any of us could probably pay in our lifetime.
University of St. Thomas professor Mark Osler is a former federal prosecutor.
For property destruction, this is pretty high.
Are they ever really expecting even a fraction of this to be paid back?
Maybe a fraction of it. The one thing to remember is that there will be other people who are going to be convicted of the same thing, being involved in the same arson, who will also be responsible for that amount.
At least 2 others, Bryce Williams and Devon Turner, have also pleaded guilty but have yet to be sentenced. They admitted to lighting and throwing Molotov cocktails at the precinct.
These sentences are part of what? Of a restorative justice movement really started in Minnesota and across the country a generation ago. And the idea is that people who commit crimes and who are convicted should some way compensate the victims for the damages they've caused.
In this case, Schultz says the victims are Minneapolis taxpayers, though the city isn't expecting a big check to fund a new precinct anytime soon.
Just practically, how is that kind of money even attempted to be collected? Is it garnished wages for the rest of their life?
It can be in some circumstances that's what happens, or it could be a lien against property. And there's a lot of ways that it can try to collect.
But that collection process also has to strike a balance, especially with young adults who likely have much more time than money.
We're going to see this probably adjusted several times in the course of their life. You're right. As they get married or divorced, have children, as they change jobs and so forth.
They're usually going to try to allow the person a route by which they can earn money going forward, live legitimately to be able to pay off more in the future. But the amount is overwhelming.
So why aim so high?
In a case like this, what they're interested in is deterrence. They want to convince people who might consider that kind of action themselves in the future away from doing it. And certainly having that kind of financial settlement over your head is something that for some people may deter them.
They are going to be reminded every day for the rest of their life as they're paying this back, every month as they're writing a check or seeing their salary garnished or their bank accounts garnished.
Well, another thing to think about, restitution isn't like other debt that you might have. You can't avoid restitution by declaring bankruptcy. And if those men win the lottery or they got a large sum of money like an inheritance, the government can take a much bigger share. So thanks for asking those kinds of questions. Hope we answered some of them for you.